Hi students, how are you? I think all are doing very well. So be safe, be stay in the home. So welcome to KVS K-Lite JE classes, Mathematics Further Simplified. So today I would like to bring another important area in mathematics. So this time I'm planning to bring a chapter which is related with algebra. So another important chapter for JE mains as well as advanced examination. One sure short question in JE mains, and for advanced also it plays an important role. So here is my chapter, quadratic equations and inequations. So let me give some basics of quadratic equations and inequations. So before giving fundamental things, I would like to say that so many things in real life, in our life, can be put by using second degree equations, by using quadratic equations and inequalities. So let me give some examples: flow of streams, projectiles, and so many things. What not these two? So many things we can put by using quadratic equations and inequations. So before going further, I would like to give, so what is the polynomial? What is the notation for a polynomial? In general, nth degree polynomial can be denoted by f of x. That means a polynomial in the variable x. F of x is equal an x to the power n plus an minus 1 x to the power n minus 1, an minus 2 x to the power n minus 2, and so forth. So before the last coefficient k1x x to the power 1 plus a naught x to the power 0. When you move from first coefficient to last coefficient, the powers of x as well as the suffix of the coefficients are decreasing manner. The same thing you can put a0 x power n and k1 x power n minus 1 and so forth. So if I take this one, here k0 is called last coefficient, simple coefficient here, an is called leading coefficient. So leading coefficient must be not equal to 0. That means an should be not equal to 0. Remaining coefficients may be 0, may not be 0. If an is 0, it can't be a degree of an polynomial because the s power of x is 0. We can't say it is the degree of polynomial. The s power n is called degree of the polynomial n. So this is the general notation for polynomial of n, polynomial of degree n. If I say n is equal to 0, the power is equal to 0, fx will be just constant polynomial. So that is a constant. So we can say n is equal to 1 means we can say the polynomial is called linear polynomial. F of x is called linear polynomial. We can write f of x is equal to ax plus c. And if n is equal to, that we are going to discuss about a lot in the coming sessions. N is equal to, so we get the expression of the form a x squared and bx plus c is known as second degree polynomial, or we can say quadratic polynomial. So this is a general form here, ax squared plus bx plus c, where kbc are the coefficients, respective coefficients of x squared, x and constant, and a is called leading coefficient. A can't be equal to 0, So based on this, we are going to extend our study. So many things are based on this one, ax squared plus bx plus c. That is the main thing we are going to study. So before going further, I would like to share graphs of second degree expression here. So no need to worry about. Later also I will give how to draw the picture here. Picture of second degree. Already you know how to draw the picture of a linear equation and constant also. So here these crossings are called roots of the equation. Here two roots are there. Two distinct roots are there. Here two roots are there. Two distinct roots are there. And here the graph touches the axis of x means roots are coincide. If the graph intersects the axis of x, two distinct points mean two real roots are there. It touches the axis of x means both roots are coincide. We can say equal roots are there. So here the graph doesn't touch axis of x. That means the graph has no real roots. Yeah, so these two cases you have to understand. These two cases play an important role. If the quadratic equation graph is completely above the axis of x, means no real roots, or completely below the axis of x means no real roots are possible. Roots may be complex. Roots may be complex here. So here parabola is open to upwards. Here parabola is open to downwards. Here also parabola is open to upwards, open to downwards here. And here two distinct real roots, two distinct real roots. Two cases are there here, and both are equal roots there. Two distinct cases are there. And here no real roots are there. Again, two distinct cases are there. Completely above the axis of x and completely below the axis of x. In the coming classes, I will once again clarify these graphs here. And next thing is you have to understand the root of the polynomial or zero of the polynomial or root of the equation. So for the given quadratic ax squared plus bx plus c, any real number alpha satisfies the given, then we say alpha is zero of the polynomial, or you can say root of the polynomial. If the equation is second degree, there must be two real roots are there. Two real roots are two complex roots. Two complex roots are there. Maybe so many categories are there. If power is 2 means two roots are there. Categorization we discuss later here. If the power is 3, there will be three roots are there. Maybe real, maybe complex numbers. If the power is 4, there are four roots, maybe real or complex numbers. So these things I will clarify later here. So next come down to the basic definitions. First one is already given to you. Quadratic equation. Quadratic equation. An equation of the form ax squared plus bx plus c is equal to 0 is called a quadratic equation. Quadratic equation where a is not equals to 0. ABC are called congenital coefficients. So example, you can take so many examples. 3x squared plus x plus 5 is equal to 0. And a negative x squared plus 7x plus 5 and x squared plus x is equal to 0. Only x squared will be equal to 0. I can give so many examples for quadratic equation. Quadratic equation. So only thing is the leading coefficient can't be equal to 0. Equal to 0. So remaining coefficients may be 0, may not be 0. So other thing is root. So here the purpose is so many things are there, but the purpose is how to solve the given equation we are going to learn. To solve the equation means we are going to find the roots of the given equation. Roots of the given equation. So roots of the given equation, or you can say root of the polynomial. So to define root of a polynomial, f alpha is equal to 0. If the given expression is f of x mean, f alpha is equal to 0, alpha is called root of the equation, or you can say 0 of the polynomial. 0 of the polynomial. So example, so equation is given. Equation is given at x is equal to 1, at x is equal to. The equation becomes 0. So therefore, these two are called zeros of the polynomial, or you can say roots of the equation. One satisfies this equation, as well as two also satisfy this equation. These two are called roots of the equation, or you can say zeros of the polynomial. Zeros of the polynomial. So later I will clarify based on this. And next thing is when the roots are given, I can write a polynomial. Polynomial. In general notation, I am giving R1, R2, Rn are the roots of the given equation. The polynomial can be. So f of x can be k into corresponding factor 1, corresponding factor 2, corresponding factor 3, and so forth. Here, they are the different factors given by the different zeros of the polynomial. So another important thing is the division algorithm. So you got the same thing in even schooling point of view. Suppose if I divide 13 with 5, if I divide 13 with 5, so you can take any number also, 13 with 5. So it goes 2 times exactly, 2 5s are 10 here. Remainder will be 3. So therefore 13 can be written as 2 into 5 plus 3. 2 into 5 plus 3. Here 3 is called remainder. In the same way, any polynomial can be divided with another polynomial. So maybe exactly divisible or may not be exactly divisible. Exactly divisible means remainder is 0. Not exactly divisible means we get the remainders. That is called division algorithm. Division algorithm. Any polynomial f of x is divided with linear x minus r. So q of x is the quotient, r is the remainder, r is the remainder. So I can write f of x will be equals to corresponding factor x minus r into quotient q of x plus r is the remainder, r is the remainder. we have to impose the condition on the remainder. So the degree of the remainder must be 0 or less or equals to divisor, less or equals to divisor. So this is the prime thing, division algorithm. So based on this, one question is given, simple thing only. Find the quotient or divide 3x squared, divide 3x squared plus 5x minus 8. So here this is the schooling point of view. So divide this expression with x minus 2, with x minus 2. So we can factor directly 3x squared plus 8x minus 3x minus 8 here, minus 8, but you won't get the x minus 2 as a factor here because 2 is not the root, so we can't go factorization here. So we should go with the normal division only, normal division. So to find the remainder means we can go directly. To find the remainder, we can go directly, but they're asked to find out. So if you want to find the remainder, you can go directly. Remainder means directly f of 2. Suppose I want to find the remainder. F of 2 means 3 into 2 whole square and plus 5 into 2 minus 8. That means 20. So here 12, 22. 22 minus 8. 22 minus 8 means 14 is the remainder. So division algorithm is the first important thing for JEE mains. So once given in JEE mains, based on this one, find the remainder or find the quotient when this expression is divided by x minus 2. So in the next class, we go in details of other things. Thank you. All the best. Thank you.